Coming up next on Making Moves, Florida's 28th annual Bus Rodeo comes to Jacksonville. We'll tell you who drove away with all the hardware and bragging rights, how some new technology will help keep your bus on schedule, and the dangers of distracted driving, how putting down the cell phone could save your life. I'm Joyce Morgan Danford. Those stories and much more next on Making Moves. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Making Moves. I'm Joyce Morgan Danford. JTA Chief Executive Officer Nat Ford is here with me. He'll be joining me in just a moment. But first, our top story. There is no better feeling than knowing that you are the best at what you do. To prove it, the top bus operators and mechanics from Florida's public transit agencies meet up each year to go head-to-head in a heated competition known as the Mega Bus Rodeo. This year, the 28th annual rodeo and the competition was never more fierce as the top 12 drivers and top 7 maintenance teams battled it out to see who was really the best of the best. Making Moves' Eugene Lindsay has all the highlights.
When you hear the word rodeo, most likely this is what comes to mind. Bronco-busting cowboys trying to tame the savage beast. But not all rodeos are the same. This 40-foot passenger bus is the beast these professional bus operators at the Florida State Bus Rodeo competition must bring to submission.
We got 9.6 and quarter. It's good.
Their goal? Maneuver this mammoth vehicle through a carefully measured obstacle course of 11 driving challenges.
We have contestant number 5 on the starting line from Manatee County, Philadelphia, Rivera.
And here is where their skills are truly put to the test. With a 7-minute time limit, each competitor must wind their way through obstacles like the serpentine, the right hand and left hand reverse, and they must come within inches of curbside for a customer pickup, all while every move, every turn of the wheel is closely monitored by a team of judges who will deduct points for every cone that doesn't survive.
Fire in the hole, fire in the hole.
Then race between barrels with just a foot of clearance on either side at speeds of no less than 20 miles per hour, then stopping within inches of its destination.
All of these guys are professionals, and they take this very seriously. They practice, and the beauty of all of this these are the things that they do on a daily basis. The performance on this course actually reflects what they do every day in their professional lives.
You will be asked to identify defects within the multiplex electrical system. One defect will render the engine inoperable.
And while the operators tackled the course, top public transit mechanics in the state were also being put to the test.
Let me hit the starter button first.
The challenge here is to get the bus rolling again by locating all 6 of the defects that have rendered it inoperable.
Ladies and gentlemen, next on the starting line is the defending international champion, JTA Operator 1891 from Jacksonville, Florida, Ramon Farfan.
Farfan is, of course, a crowd favorite here, and he's certainly no stranger on the rodeo circuit. While he's the current defending international champion, winning the state title on his home turf would certainly be a highlight. But the goal for everyone, that coveted state title, being named the best in Florida at what you do. And bragging rights for a year doesn't hurt either. But after the competition ended, the competitors had to wait until the awards ceremony later that night to find out who would wear the crown. And for JTA, it was certainly worth the wait.
JTA.
JTA's maintenance team of William Lovelady, George McGarry, and James Ratliff not only won 3 of 6 events, they won the top prize. They are the maintenance champions, the best in Florida. But still to be decided, who would take the state title in the operators division.
Number 1 driver with 732 points. Is it any surprise, Ramon Farfan?
Eugene Lindsay, JTA, making moves.
So for the second year in a row, JTA is overall grand champion, the best in Florida. Here's a look at the final results. In the bus operator category, first place again, Ramon Farfan, JTA. Second place, Star Metro. Third place, Lee Tran. And last year's winner, Pablo Perez from Lynx in Orlando, actually finished 4th this year. But then on the maintenance side, let's take a look. JTA's team of William Lovelady, George McGarry, and James Ratcliffe grabbed the top spot. This was JTA's 2nd consecutive maintenance win. Lynx was 2nd, and Star Metro came in 3rd. And the winners will now represent Florida at the international competition in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's hear from our winners.
This is my first state win.
This is your first
state,
and
yes.
And you won international before.
I won the international and I won the local 4 times. And this is my first state.
This is your first
Yes.
state? Okay.
It does bring a pride to our organization. It's because on the Monday following the competition, we got a lot of congratulations, and like I said, the guys really appreciate, because this is showing not just us, but us as a group.
We work well together. We understand each other and what we're supposed to be doing, and we wanted to come out and represent JTA. This is my 3rd year doing it, and I've been here 4 years now. But
good victory for the agency and my teammates. All of us together, I think we worked real good together. If it wasn't for the 3 of us, how we worked together, I don't think we'd have did as good as we did.
It makes you feel good. Makes you feel good. It makes you feel that you've achieved more. Every competition you win, it just builds your confidence up.
Let's welcome in JTA's Chief Executive Officer, Nat Ford. Not quite the warm Florida day that everybody was expecting, but it certainly was good for us.
Hey, fantastic event, and I have to thank all of our volunteers and folks that helped pull this off, and for the 2nd time around to be named grand champion. So it was a great day for the JTA.
Absolutely, but you know, a lot of people don't even really understand why the need for a rodeo.
Well, clearly, it's an opportunity for us to recognize the best of the best in public transportation. And these folks on a daily basis serve our customers and help our communities. And it's only fitting that we honor the best of the best, have a friendly competition, and in our particular case, for some of the CEOs, a little bragging rights. So we're very excited about being the grand champion once again.
And this is pretty nice. Your 1st year in, and we're a winner again.
Well, it's the beginning of a lot of wins for the JTA.
Absolutely. In other news, there are lots of reasons why public transit vehicles can run behind schedule. Road construction, traffic accidents are definitely chief among them. But JTA is testing technology right now that would allow buses to make up those lost minutes and get itself back on schedule and passengers to their destinations on time. Making Moves' Bill Milnes has more.
Buses are the lifeblood of Jacksonville's transit system, and for the thousands of people that use this system every day, they have one critical need: a bus that consistently arrives on time. Making that happen, however, can be difficult. Without exclusive travel lanes, the buses must sit in the same congested traffic that you and I do. Then factor in accidents, railroad crossings, and severe weather, and maintaining on-time performance gets more and more difficult.
I drive the K2, which is an interliner. It's a Grand Park and Beaches bus, and it travels Beach Boulevard all the way to the beach. That's a heavy corridor, a lot of red lights and stuff. And when the traffic gets busy, you know, you may sit at a red light 2 or 3 times before you can get through.
That's why some new technology being deployed by JTA could be a game changer. It's called Traffic Signal Priority, or TSP. TSP will only kick in when the approaching bus is running behind schedule. If it is, then it will hold the green light so the bus can continue on its trip and reclaim some of its lost time.
It's a fully automatic system. Even the drivers will not know whether they've got a bus that's equipped. All they'll know is when they get to the end of the line, they've done so with a better on-time performance.
For drivers like Rudy Wiggins with a bus full of anxious passengers, TSP is a godsend.
And so it's a tool that we haven't had the use of until now, and it's going to be beneficial to the bus operators, it's going to be beneficial to our passengers, and I like the idea that it seems like it's going to be really safe. In other words, the operator doesn't have to do anything with this system other than drive, and he knows when he gets up there he's going to have a green light.
Traffic signal priority is in its final testing phase and will go live in early summer on US 1 before being deployed to Atlantic Boulevard and other major corridors throughout the city. In Jacksonville, Bill Milnes, JTA, Making Moves.
Local emergency vehicles will also have the traffic signal priority technology installed to allow them to move more quickly through traffic to get to that emergency situation. And back now with CEO Nat Ford. Now, in your experience, how effective has this technology been?
This technology is very effective, and it's one of many new tools that transit agencies have to make our service more reliable and more effective to our customers. So we are excited to introduce this new technology, as well as the ancillary safety benefits for firefighters and police officers who have to get to a scene of an incident very quickly.
Okay, so we're going to be implementing this technology, but when will it be full scale?
Full scale later this summer. Right now we're finalizing some testing to make sure that the system is working reliably. And so you can expect to have this system fully implemented by this summer.
And I know a lot of people are certainly looking forward to that. It's going to make a big difference.
Yes, we're looking forward to it also. It'll give us a chance to speed up our system so our customers will be able to get to their destinations a whole lot quicker. And so with that, that helps keep our costs down, and that benefits everyone.
Next on Making Moves, one Florida transit agency says it's out of money to buy buses for the next 5 years. We'll tell you how JTA plans to avoid such a calamity. And we'll tell you about a new effort to eradicate distracted driving from our roads. Those stories straight ahead.
We live in a global community where information can be delivered instantly. But having access to information and getting accurate information don't necessarily go hand in hand. That's where we come in. We are Making Moves, the First Coast's premier source for transportation news. At Making Moves, we strive to deliver timely, reliable, and pertinent information about the transportation stories that affect our community. From transit to roads, we've got it covered. Making Moves, now on Facebook.
Finding a job is great. Finding a career, even better. The JTA is currently hiring part-time bus operators. These jobs offer a great opportunity for full-time advancement. If you're at least 23 years old, have a high school diploma or equivalency, a commercial driver's license, and a clean driving record, then we want to hear from you. All qualified candidates receive additional paid training. To start on your path to future success with the JTA, visit us online at jtafla.com and learn more about this and all our open positions.
Welcome back to Making Moves. In Tampa, officials at HART announced that they are going to be millions of dollars short as they attempt to replace their aging bus fleet over the next few years. The shortfall could be anywhere between $8 and $24 million for each of the next 4 years. HART was hoping to replace 91 of its buses and more than 70 other transit vehicles before 2018. So, Mr. Ford, let's take a look at it. Some really rough times ahead for Tampa, but how are we situated here?
Well, clearly that is a serious situation, and my new leadership team, what we're doing right now is reviewing all of our financials, turning over every financial rock to, one, get a good idea of what our financial condition is going forward. Following that, we're going to look at all of the numerous projects. We have a list of different projects, but key to our operation is to ensure that our bus fleet, that's key to our operation, is in a good state of repair. And off of that, we'll look at new technology, possibly moving towards CNG and compressed natural gas, and it looks like that's the direction we're going.
So what will be the strategy for JTA?
Well, clearly we have to make sure that we have a good handle on our financials and make sure that we understand exactly what are the projects and programs we need to go forward with, and do we have the financial resources to execute them. Our bus replacement program is high on that priority list. And so the first step is to ensure that we have the proper analysis of our finances. The second step is to look at our current bus fleet and see what buses need to be replaced on a smaller scale on a regular basis each year. So my hope is to have a plan that replaces a smaller percentage of our fleet each year and fit within our financials.
And you know, on our last show, we talked about the BRT routes actually getting the hybrid buses. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
So we will be moving forward with those purchases. So we have the funding to purchase those vehicles, but it will be part of a bigger overall plan and analysis of our bus fleet and having a regular replacement plan that keeps us in a good state of repair and gives our customers a well-functioning vehicle, a clean, safe vehicle.
Okay, and that means a great ride on JTA.
There we go. That's the basics of it.
Well, tens of thousands of vehicles pack our local roads every single day, and as the weather continues to heat up, that number is likely to grow. Unfortunately, the number of drivers having accidents by not paying attention to the roads also keeps going up. April is National Distracted Drivers Awareness Month, and one local attorney is doing his part in an effort to help save lives. The number of traffic deaths related to cell phone use and texting is up significantly. According to a State Farm insurance study, it's not just young people who are at fault. While the report does show texting and driving is highest among those under 30, distracted driving, especially including talking on your cell phone and webbing, is a problem with all age groups.
We are definitely seeing an increase in the number of drivers who report using their phones to access the internet while driving. It's not just young drivers who are guilty of distracted driving. This report shows us that using a cell phone while driving is increasing for all ages.
At any given intersection, you're likely to see an overwhelming number of drivers of all ages who are doing much more than just driving.
Eating in the car, sometimes applying makeup, fixing your hair, doing a variety of different things. So, I mean, it's always been there, but certainly I think technology has had an impact on it, provided us with more opportunities to be distracted.
Wayne Hogan is a well-known Jacksonville attorney who is dedicated to spreading the message of the distractions to all who will listen.
That in our work with a group called Injury Board nationwide, they were working with the Casey Feldman Foundation. That was created by some parents who lost their daughter, who was a journalism student, crossing the street in the crosswalk. She was a student in Philadelphia. And someone was driving a car, low speed, adjusting the GPS, looking over to adjust it, didn't realize that she was there, ran over her and killed her.
Last year, Wayne Hogan took this awareness campaign straight to students at school. This year, he's expanded it, though, going into the business community and showing employers how to protect both their employees as well as the company.
We felt it was important for our staff to hear that because driving is such a big part of our work every day, and we have clients and our vehicles are using company vehicles with us. You know, it's important to hear just the serious consequences of what could happen if you're distracted and you're driving. You know, to keep us safe, to keep our clients safe, and our community safe.
Hogan's presentation takes about an hour. But he's not alone in this effort. Along with other attorneys from around the nation, the National Safety Council and even the World Health Organization are committed to the goal of reducing distractions, not just during April, but year-round. Local authorities welcome the extra focus on the problem.
So as long as the message is consistent and they're getting the proper message, then it's always going to be it's almost always going to be a benefit.
Anyone can participate in the awareness campaign. Public service announcements can be downloaded from YouTube, and information can be found on the National Safety Council website. The idea is to share the facts and to ultimately save lives. Well, Mr. Ford, you know, we saw that one national report actually showed that bus drivers had the lowest percentage of cell phone usage at 6%. So do you think there's really a time when a bus driver...
There is never a time when a bus driver can afford to be distracted. So cell phone use is not tolerated. We have a zero tolerance policy as it relates to cell phone use. We are responsible for the safe travel and lives of our riders, and there's no room for that.
And you know, I think it's one thing that all of us really need to look at personally, because I used to really believe that I was maximizing my time by talking on the cell phone and getting business accomplished while I was driving.
And I think in this day and age, we're so used to, or we've developed a practice of multitasking, so to speak, and I think there's a time for us to stop and pull over and hold that conversation and then safely get back on the road so we don't harm ourselves or, more importantly, harm others as we're performing our duties during the day.
Absolutely. I too, after this story,
That's right.
changed my ways. Absolutely.
Same here. Same here.
Thanks so much. When Making Moves comes back, what JTA CEO Nat Ford told a local college audience about the future of transit in North Florida.
Is the future for the JTA to look at regional transportation opportunities? That means we're going to have very good, strong relationships with people like you in this room.
Finding a job is great. Finding a career, even better. The JTA is currently hiring part-time bus operators. These jobs offer a great opportunity for full-time advancement. If you're at least 23 years old, have a high school diploma or equivalency, a commercial driver's license, and a clean driving record, then we want to hear from you. All qualified candidates receive additional paid training. To start on your path to future success with the JTA, visit us online at jtafla.com and learn more about this and all our open positions.
Imagine taking a gondola ride through the canals in Venice, experiencing the breathtaking magnificence of the Eiffel Tower, or riding a legendary double-decker bus through the streets of London. For most of us, these are just dreams that will never come true, but they could. Think about saving hundreds, even thousands of dollars a year by doing one simple thing: parking your car and taking JTA instead. Save money, ride JTA, and make your dreams a reality.
You're watching the award-winning Making Moves, North Florida's premier source for transportation news and information.
Welcome back to Making Moves. The Nat Ford tour continues. Since our last show, Mr. Ford has made several appearances around the region talking about JTA, his new executive leadership team, and much more. At Flagler College, Ford was the keynote speaker at the Conference of Local Government. Ford talked about his experiences in Atlanta running the MARTA system and the role that MARTA played in hosting the '96 Summer Olympic Games. He also discussed the future of transportation here in Northeast Florida and meeting the needs of the transit dependent while engaging the wants of those who are not.
87% of our riders are transit dependent. They have no other means of transportation. Now, for a lot of folks, you may not notice it, but I was in a meeting a couple of weeks ago where folks were talking about, well, I don't need a bus, and we were in a hotel, I don't need a bus, I don't use the bus, I have a car, we have a couple of cars, but they didn't realize that the waitress who was serving them drinks at the table actually uses that bus. And they're part of that economic fabric and that economic engine. So we have a 87% transit-dependent ridership. We need to grow our ridership as it relates to the choice rider. And how do you grow ridership for choice riders? They want to know exactly when the vehicle, bus, train, or whatever it is arriving. They want to know, they want it to be clean, they want it to be reliable, they want it to be safe. So we have to work as the JTA to ensure that that basic blocking and tackling for our operation is beyond compare, that we're doing a fantastic job at that if we're going to have the opportunities that may be presented to us in the future.
Ford was also the guest speaker at a recent Westside Rotary meeting where he talked to members about his new role as CEO of the Jacksonville Transportation Authority, his background as CEO at MARTA in Atlanta and MTA in San Francisco. He also took several questions from the more than 70 Rotarians in attendance.
I believe we're accountable to everyone who pays taxes. If you're paying the gas tax, if you're paying a sales tax, if you're a citizen of the area that we serve, we're accountable to you. I've worked in different organizations. When I was in San Francisco, I was part of city government. I reported to the mayor, had a 7-member board and a board of supervisors. In Atlanta, I had an 18-member board. Here, I have a 7-member board who's independent. I've been in every model, and I think while I may, from a direct standpoint, report to a 7-member board, I report to every rider, I report to every elected official. I found that that is the most effective way to be successful.
doing what I do.
You know, Mr. Ford, I know that you have many other stops that are going to be planned. You're going to be doing some CPACs, talking to some neighborhoods. And what about this? Have you heard anything that you really want to bring back to JTA folks and say, hey, listen to this. This is what I found out.
Well, clearly, out of all of these meetings, one consistent message is they want to see more of us. They want us out in the community. They want us talking to them, hearing their ideas, and helping them solve their transportation challenges. And the second thing I think is clear, they want more public transit. They want a more choice in terms of their transportation needs, as well as being able to have a city, county that is walkable, bikeable. You could use public transit, and if you need to use an automobile, you can use an automobile. So they want to have a multitude of choices. So those are the messages I'm bringing back to the JTA and our team there in terms of the future of the JTA.
Do you think that that's caused because of the influx of new people into our area? They've seen it work in different areas and they just want the same for us?
There's a combination of things. There are clearly the diversity of the community and people who are coming from other parts of the country to live here in Jacksonville, and businesses that have brought employees from different parts of the country. And then we also have an aging population. So you have seniors now who are saying, look, I feel more comfortable riding and having somebody else do the driving. So with that, there's a combination of different issues that are going on, and public transportation helps economic vitality of a community. So I think we have a business community that recognizes that, and the consistent message is give us more.
And seniors, they have a lot of clout.
That's right, that's right. So we're listening to them.
Absolutely. Well, time now for the last word. Today's last word is zoo, as in the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. That's where you'll find the entire Making Moves team on Saturday, April 27th, for the zoo's annual Earth Day celebration. JTA will be one of dozens of Jacksonville area agencies and businesses, each sharing information about themselves and showing their commitment to Earth Day and to saving our planet. So don't forget to stop by the JTA and Making Moves tents and say hello. You'll want to be there, and you know what? We can't wait to see you. And you know, it's always great to see our customers. It's always wonderful to be at the zoo. It's a good time for everyone.
It sure is, and so I'm going to make sure that my children get a chance to get out there and spend a day at the zoo.
Oh, absolutely, and they'll have to see the jaguar exhibit.
That's right, that's right.
That's right. We have a lot of good things at the zoo. And that does wrap up this edition of Making Moves. Thanks so much for joining us. And remember, if you missed any part of the show or you just want to watch it again, complete episodes of Making Moves are always available online at jtafla.com and on your YouTube channel, JTA 904. You can also find exclusive web-only content on our Facebook page. So be sure to check that out. It's facebook.com/JTA Making Moves. For Nat Ford and the entire Making Moves team, I'm Joyce Morgan Danford. We'll see you again the next time we're making moves.